So I've got a few little jobs to do today. Let me just show you. These edging pieces, it's got a proper name and I can't for the life of me think what it's called. But anyway, it's had various screw attempts to put it in because this edge around here has got a little bit of softness from rot. So they've just added extra screws in just to try and fix it. So I've taken all the screws out. That's now a little loose. So I'm going to put some Sikaflex in behind it. I've got some black Sikaflex to put in there. So I'm going to do that. But I need to treat these holes. So I've got some stuff called wood hardener. So I'm going to inject that into all of the screw holes, let it do its job, and then pack out the holes with matchsticks to give the screws something to purchase on, and that which will then pull the metal strip in tighter. So I've got two areas to do, one just at the back there, and then the other one up above here, which is part of the old roof that was obviously affected. So that's one job to do. And then secondly, I've now got some strip to do the shower door. So what I have got, just knocking things flying, I've got a longer piece of this. This is just to show you what I'm going to do. So this is going to fit in here, and that will be glued against the aluminium post, and that will then form the edge. And then I've got some magnetic strip which will sit, half of it on here, half of it on the edge of the door, and then that will give me the closure for the door. Now what I've also done with the vinyl is cut it so that it just fits under this edge, and then that'll be glued in there. So that leaves a bit of a curve down here, but if any water does come down here, it's going to just sit on the vinyl floor. Losing my voice. It'll just sit on the vinyl flooring, be easier to clean up. So that's a job to do. And then thirdly, getting old for this, one of the things I've been looking at is the woodwork in here. Everything's in pretty good condition inside, but the dark wood trim here has got a lot of scratches and marks on it. Trying to think of something to do with it. And I happened to be in the DIY store yesterday and came across this. It's I'm trying to think of the French. Sorry, trying to think of the English when I'm speaking French. It's a varnish. That's the word I'm looking for. But it's also a very, very dark reddy brown. And I tested it yesterday, and it's an almost exact match. I don't know if you can actually see that. That's just one coat on that deep scratch there. So I think I'm going to refinish the door edges with that. It's a bit pricey, but it seems to do quite a nice job. So that's another job to do. And I've used the same stuff to do the quarter round. So that's the quarter round that's going to go down on the flooring. So that's taken the colour quite nicely. It's not a perfect match, but it's a pretty close match, and down on the floor there I think it'll do the job. So that's a quarter round that's going to go down to do finish off the flooring edges. So I'll crack on and get some of this done, and I'll keep you in the loop with regarding to the progress. But yeah, it's going to be a fun day today. Got a lot of satisfying jobs to get done, and I think it's getting closer now to the point where we can say let's take it away for the weekend and try it. But I will be back shortly and show you how we're getting on. See you soon. Okay, so the strip is now installed. I'm going to just run a very, very fine piece of silicone, layer of joint of silicone up the inside and outside edges just to finish it off. And then this is half of the magnetic strip, which is going to go on here. I didn't get a full length, rather stupidly, but anyway, if I need to, I can always order another roll of it. I think from Temu that was like €4, so I can do that. So I'm just going to run that up from the bottom, and then the other side is obviously going to go on to this door edge. So let me just do that. I'll show you how it all comes together. See you in a sec. So of course the technique, just in case anybody's not aware, is when you've got something like this and you need to align the two pieces together, we just simply put the second piece onto the first, and I'll now peel back the protective tape. Try and do it left-handed, didn't help. There we go. Take the tape off. Make sure it's all aligned. There, like so. And now as we push the door to, the glue will now stick to it. So what I need to do is just run my hands up there. It's exactly the right position. Open the door, and there it is on both sides. So I'll just run my hand down now to tighten that up. Make sure it's all the way down. There it is. And we now have magnetically closed door. I do need to get another piece of tape to do the top. I'll just add another roll to my next order. But yes, that's nice, and then that'll just stay shut. Okay, door done. Now to get on with the rest of the 1/4 inch round. I've just finished painting those with the same colour varnish, so they're ready to go down now. So that's the next job. So just finishing off the sliding windows. Well, I've got a couple of seconds. I've just found a novel use for Vaseline. So the glass itself runs on felt at the top, which has now been soaked in silicone spray, and on plastic channels along the bottom, which, I don't know if you can really see it in there, those black channels there. And I put the silicone spray on there, didn't really make much difference. So I thought, oh, what else have I got? I didn't want to use oil or grease, so I found a tub of Vaseline. Oh, can't imagine what it's ever been used for, but for this it works perfectly. So what I've done, I've got myself a little small paintbrush, covered it in Vaseline, and then painted it inside the channel there, all the way along, and then run the glass backwards and forwards, and hey presto, it's really smooth. So problem solved. So the answer: silicone spray at the top and Vaseline in the channel at the bottom, being careful not to block the water runoff channels, because they will clog up very quickly. Anyway, novel use for Vaseline. So if you've got any lying around, give it a go. It works. Right, back to the other jobs. Yep, just found another job to do. So this is that pleather, vegan leather, whatever, PVC basically, polyurethane, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to do all the way around here, all the way along there behind the sun visors and across the top there, and hopefully tuck it in behind the windscreen rubber to tidy it up. Have a play around with a couple of joins and do down these parts here and see what it all comes out looks like. But yes, it's a case of putting a little bit of heat on it, and it does form into the corners, but you've got to be very gentle, otherwise it all curls up and burns, as I found out. But yeah, get that finished off. And then of course up here is where the headliner is going to go, but I'm not putting the headliner in yet because I'm hoping that I've got a 12-volt roof-mounted air conditioner coming that's going to mount up here. I say maybe. I've tried to sort out a very good price, but get it coming from Germany. So the Chinese ones are great, but when they come from China, you get hit with all sorts of VAT and import duty and tariffs and everything else. Because we live in France, so I don't know if it's the same in the UK, but it makes it really, really expensive. So I've managed to talk to one of the companies to see if they'll give me one at a decent price. And if they do, and it arrives, and I've not just been conned, then I'll pass all the details on. So if anybody else is looking for a 12-volt roof-mounted air conditioner, then maybe this is an option for you. So in my research, there are two types. One of them has almost like a box that comes down, which is not the one I wanted. I wanted the one with the flat plate. And it's slightly higher on the other side to compensate, but not very much. And bearing in mind that I've got enough distance between the roof of the cab section and the roof of the habitation section, that I can handle that without increasing the overall height of the vehicle. So anyway, that's for a future episode, and make sure you've subscribed if you want to see it. It's estimated 2 to 3 weeks for shipping, even from Germany, believe it or not. But anyway, we'll see what happens, and I'm hoping I'm going to be telling a good news story rather than a, oh my God, I've been conned. But we'll see. It's all done through PayPal anyway, so hopefully I've got some protection if it doesn't turn up. But anyway, that's for a future episode. In the meantime, I'm going to carry on with this. See you soon. Okay, slightly trickier than I thought, but I'm going to end up with some joins. So I've got one piece to do down here to join up here. That'll leave a join here and a join across. But they look all right. They're not bad. And the rest of it's done. I just like it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now because I think it's going to rain tomorrow. So I'll get this video up, and I will see you in a couple of days' time with the next phase, whatever that's going to be. Right, okay, for now. Thanks for watching.